What's up guys, Tommy here, bringing you a Wi-Fi battle against PandahFish. And as you can probably tell from the team preview there, we got some pretty interesting pokes going on in this game. We got the legendary Lopunny, he's got Rotom Frost, he's got a Snover, so pretty much a Hail themed team. So he leads off with Snover here to set up his Hail, and I do the standard thing which I tend to do most battles and just go for a U-turn with Fearow. Works most cases. I mean, usually they switch fearing whatever it is I'm going to do, like Drill Peck or whatever. And I just U-turn out into my Wormadam Steel, or Wormadam Trash Cloak, whatever it's called. Now, here I Shadow of Anticipation, and I'm really glad that Wormadam has this ability, because if I didn't, I wouldn't have known what this thing was going to do. And, you know, the fact that I Shadow means that he's probably got the Flamethrower, so I go, ah, okay. Seismitoad can take that, he really doesn't mind, he's my dedicated special wall of the team, so that does work out for me there, and, you know, had I stayed in, Wormadam probably would have died instantly, but yep, anyways, now I'm deciding what to do. I figure he'll probably want to go to Amoonguss because that will wall Seismitoad pretty well. So I go to Gothitelle predicting that. Frisker's Leftovers, doesn't make any difference. I figured it would have them anyway. But here comes Amoonguss, and, you know, I thought he'd probably go for Spore first turn, and I knew I couldn't kill him with one Psychic, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to go for it anyway. My first kind of thought was I could go to Shiftry, who has the early bird ability, but I tried that a couple of games before, and then I got one hit killed by a Venoshock, so that was definitely not good times for Shiftry. So I decided to stay in, go for a Psychic, which does kind of just over half health. It's a reasonably powerful hit on something like that, so yep, I think that was a pretty good play on Gothitelle's part there. Anyways, I go into Wormadam here because he's probably going to Giga Drain or Venoshock or something, and Wormadam can wall it reasonably well, providing he doesn't have the hidden power Fire. But now I decide to take the opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks because he has 3 Ice Pokemon on his team, so obviously getting those rocks up should be pretty vital, especially if this incoming Rotom Fridge or Rotom Frost, whatever it's called, is one of those Volt switching ones with a Choice Scarf or something. But yep, anyways, I wasn't sure what he'd do. Like I said, I thought he might be a Choice Scarfer and try and Volt switch, so I go for a Protect to see what he'll do. But he makes a good play and goes for a sub, so I figure I have to kind of break this because if I bring in anything else, I really don't want anything else to take a Blizzard or a T-Bolt or whatever, because, you know, Wormadam can take these hits reasonably well, and it's the one I care least about now that I've got the Stealth Rocks up. So I go for Gyro Ball just to break the sub, and I'm going to keep going for Gyro Ball until I die, because I really don't want him having a sub set up when I bring in something else to kill him. So yeah, Wormadam's got to die to a T-Bolt, but I don't really mind too much because here comes my favourite play of the game. I bring in Lopunny, go straight for the Jump Kick, and that, my friends, is why I've set the thumbnail to that. The idea of a rabbit jump kicking a fridge is hilarious to me. Now he brings in Jinx. I don't go for the Jump Kick straight away because I thought he may have the Protect. Doesn't really matter though because I live the Blizzard and I switch through him the Flame Orb. Now that he's got that and I have his Choice Scarf, I am faster than him. I don't think Lopunny can use any items apart from like EXP share or whatever, so I don't think the Choice Scarf would actually affect Lopunny, but he knows that he's now slower than me, so I go into my Seismitoad predicting the Slowking to come in. That doesn't work out for me though because he goes into a Amoonguss, and you know, definitely don't want to leave Seismitoad in here against an Amoonguss. Even though an Earth Power might kill him at this kind of range, I really don't feel like risking it, so I bring in Gothitelle, who's not going to take much damage whatsoever from this guy. I am sleeping, but I figured, you know, I can force the switch maybe, thinking that I'd probably wake up and do some pretty good damage to his team. But I'm seeing more and more Gothitelles now. I'm not really sure why, but it is a pretty beastly Pokemon, and once the Dream Mode ability comes out, people will be using it everywhere, I bet. But yeah, anyways, in comes Zebstrika. I'm not really fearing this thing too much. I know they can get stuff like Flame Charge, or Wild Charge, or Overheat, but it's a pretty limited move pool that this thing has. It has good speed, moderately good attack and special attack, but apart from that, not really too threatening a Pokemon. What I was thinking was he'd probably try and set up a Flame Charge and then, you know, with the boosted speed, go and try and sweep me with T-Bolts or Overheats or whatever, but yep, anyways, in comes Jinx again. I wish I'd predicted this and gone for the T-Bolt, but that was a pretty difficult prediction to make at that point, especially given that I didn't know whether I'd wake up or not. But yeah, Jinx takes nothing from the Psychic, and he goes ahead and kills me off with a Shadow Ball. So, I gotta pick something to come in and revenge kill this guy. He's nearly dead from the burn, quite unfortunate that he didn't die that turn, but I can just bring in Fearow here, go straight for a U-turn, and I went for U-turn because whatever I went for, i.e. whatever I locked myself into, he could have brought in something to easily counter me there, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to U-turn out, go into my Lopunny here. The name Thumper, by the way, is not a reference to the Disney character, but it is in fact a reference to a girl I met who looks a lot like the character from the Disney film Bambi, so That's where the name comes from. But he kills me off here with a Protect. I was about to say Wild Charge or something, but no, he went for Protect. I went for a Jump Kick. I guess I should have really seen that coming, given that why would you bring in a Zeb Striker on a low punny? Well, I guess Zeb Striker does have higher base speed, so I don't know what I was expecting, but either way, had he gone for Protect, I could have just gone into one of these guys anyway, which is what I do, so yep, I U-turn out with Fearow, in comes a Mungus, and, you know, I decide to go into Seismitoad and just go straight from the Earth Power, because I know from that kind of range of health, I'm going to kill him anyway. If he went for a Giga Drain, I would have been pretty screwed at that point, but luckily, Seismitoad has reasonable speed, but yep, anyways, in comes Snova. I do have the Drain Punch. It doesn't do all that much to this guy, but it's the hardest thing I have to hit him with at this point. Then he goes for a Blizzard. Not going to do all that much to Seismitoad because he is my special wall. And I was kind of fearing some kind of grass move. I don't know what Snova's move pool is like, but maybe Giga Drain or Wood Hammer or something like that. But yep, I'm just going to keep going for Drain Punch as he goes into a Slowking. Now, I can't really touch Slowking apart from going for a Toxic, but I don't want to go for it first turn in case he has the Magic Coat, because had he bounced that back to me, that would have been pretty bad news for me. So yeah, I think I go for a Scald first turn. I don't know why I picked the Scald over the Earth Power, but it doesn't really matter too much anyway, because I'm just kind of waiting out to see if he has the Mirror Coat or not, and then on the second turn, I'll go for the Toxic to get a bit of residual damage on this guy. Slowking is an absolute monster of a wall. Definitely don't want this guy to be living for too long, so best get a Toxic on it, or even a Burn would be reasonably good, I guess, which is maybe why I went for the Scald, but getting a bit of extra residual damage on this guy is always good. So I poison him here. His Scald's obviously doing a lot more to me than my attacks are going to be doing to him, because, you know, Slowking's probably considerably better at this job than Seismitoad is, but yep, I go for an Earth Power next turn. I just want to kind of get him down to some kind of range of health where I can bring in either Shiftry or Fearow to kind of finish the job. The team's mainly built around, you know, all of my other Pokemon supporting Fearow and Shiftry to try and weaken down all the Pokemon enough so that either of them can come in and just finish the job, basically. Shiftry doesn't have Sucker Punch, so he's not all that quick, but I know that I'll outspeed the rest of his team here. Well, I guess the Zeb Striker I wouldn't, but I'm not really fearing that too much anyways. Anyways, go for a Dark Pulse, kill this guy off. An Overheat from Zeb Striker would kill me, to be fair, but if he does that, I can bring in Fearow and just finish him off anyway, so yeah, he brings in Snova first for some reason, I guess trying to get a bit more hail damage on me here before he brings in his Zeb Striker. Now, he doesn't go for the Overheat because he knows that if he does that, he'll lose his special attack points and, you know, therefore maybe not be able to take down Fearow. I am Choice Scarfed anyway, so I don't really think it mattered, but yep, he stalls me out a bit more of Protect, goes for a Hidden Power, I can assume Ice, but not really sure. Shiftry lives an attack, which is a miracle to behold, and I kill him off with a Dark Pulse. So that was a great game, PandahFish. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.